When I come into a trading desk in the morning, I need to be able to digest what's happened in the world in a very quick amount of time.
There's so much information out there, and it's so nice to have something that's concise, to the point, written well.
It's probably the one source of information that I could find that consolidates all of the finest economic minds that are out there.
So the brief has taken the world and put it down into a little nutshell, which if I save time on a trading desk, that's most important to me.
The briefs were born from terminal subscribers saying, we would love a nice short summary of the key information we need to know for that day.
Originally, there was some demand from clients who said, hey, I'd really like a product pushed to me that tells me everything I need to know in my specific vertical, whether I'm an economist or a trader at a hedge fund or whatever.
Our first aim was to basically provide our terminal subscribers with enhanced summary information.
To raise the profile and visibility of Bloomberg functionality, data, and news in new areas.
In other words, it would enrich what we were doing and would expand the Bloomberg universe.
We weren't going to build up a big staff within the newsletter group.
And so we've got a dedicated team in which the reporting resources are sitting in Bloomberg News, the editing resources and the production and design are sitting within the Bloomberg Briefs team.
One thing I wanted to point out in terms of editorial.
So we meet daily and talk about what stories we have in the hopper, what came through the previous day and what there is still left to do.
They'll talk through a piece, she'll write it. That piece will appear in the newsletter, but it will also run on the wire.
And then with Bloomberg TV, they know that every week there's going to be news, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. when we release the Bloomberg Brief hedge funds.
This year, hedge funds are still underperforming global stocks.
I'll just always have to let my Bloomberg News editors know what I'm looking for the newsletter.
This offers another platform for the news to get exposure this way, and it also offers another way for the Bloomberg Brief economists to get exposure through the other platforms, the web or the wires or the magazines.
We want to put ourselves in a position where we are the go-to publication, kind of one-stop shop for setting up traders and investors for their day.
There's a lot of great information hiding in plain sight, is the way I'll describe it. And traditional news editors, organizations don't have the resources to filter and to understand it.
Good morning, I'm Joe Brusuela, Senior Economist at Bloomberg LP.
They really gave us, I think, the space to go ahead and pursue a unique vision of what a research newsletter in a very brief format should look like.
We're creating thematic research that's helping plant ideas into clients' minds that could become a trading idea, a way that they can make money.
What the briefs do is you go in to the mortgage one or the hedge fund one, whatever, it doesn't matter, and you get hit over the head with smartness on page one, and if you're in that niche, in that narrow industry, it's an immediate value add within the cacophony of information that's out there.
We're just going to give you an opinion or a view or a perspective. We're going to back it with data. We're going to back it with charts.
There's no fluff, there's no lightness, and that's something hugely valued by terminal users.
And obviously we're not trying to sell anything. So it's good for the client side or the buy side of the market.
We started to market the briefs externally for pay earlier this year, and we've had great success in the last 5 months.
One of our goals is to be sort of an initial outpost into shops that may not have a Bloomberg terminal, or maybe they only have one Bloomberg terminal.
So that enables, sales here to approach those people to upsell to terminals. It opens new markets for us. Our private equity title, for example, our healthcare title, we don't have a lot of terminal sales in those areas.
And so our idea is that we can get these customers addicted to Bloomberg, we can get them a chance to see the quality of what we can produce, to really rely on us for our information.
Briefs is really a calling card for sales.
So the sales force will be going out making client visits and talking to the customers, and the customer will say, do you have anything I could get that gives me more information about FX, or about bonds, or about healthcare, or about any number of topics?
You have a copy of the briefs, of a relevant brief title that is relevant to that client. You hand it over to that client and it says it all. It answers the question, how is Bloomberg for me?
And every time we have shown brief, and they are kind of excited because they're able to get a lot of critical information in a much easier to read format.
I think almost 100% of the time when a client hears about this product, they hit the subscribe button.
It's an easy way to get to the next step in conversation with clients or prospects.
There's a loyal audience out there, then they're interested in what we do, we get a lot of feedback from them, and we go and talk to them, we go to conferences.
And the one thing you get is you get more and more people, how do I get the newsletter? I'm hearing a lot about it, but I'm not 100% sure of how I can get it. Do I have to be a Bloomberg Terminal client? Are there other ways to get it? And there is a buzz.
We just need to keep getting the word out there, and as we get the word out there, the sky's the limit.